Push-ups or similar calisthenic exercises can become too easy over time. Even reaching failure on a standard set might not stimulate the muscle enough because of the light load. And so a conclusion is built on that premise. Not enough intensity can be achieved through pure bodyweight training. No matter how suboptimal you might think calisthenics is for muscle, there are methods to make exercises like push-ups way harder without adding weight. These methods are called intensity techniques. Intensity techniques, like the name implies, make the workout more intense. Intensity being defined as simply the state of discomfort that happens when you are reaching failure and reaching your limits, grunting, making faces, etc. You know if a set is hard, then it is intense. Probably the most popular intensity technique is the superset, while the most popular user of intensity techniques is Tom Platz with his brutal quad training. If bodybuilders use intensity techniques, despite the fact that they can increase the load of the exercises they do, what makes you think that they wouldn't work in calisthenics? Intensity techniques are gold in high rep calisthenics. There are many intensity techniques, however the only ones I use are two, superset and rest pause. And realistically, I think using more than 2 or 3 will just clutter your training program and make this more complicated than they should. A superset can either be used as an intensity technique or a time saver. By simply doing one exercise after another without rest in between, you can cut in half the rest time that doing 2 exercises imply. If you only do supersets in your workout, you can probably make a 2-hour workout into 1 hour. And supersets are amazing in calisthenics. If you have consumed calisthenics content, you will know that circuit training exists. And when you think about it, circuit training is basically the next level superset. And the reason circuits exist in calisthenics is probably because all the negative effects of a superset disappear when you take into account the nature of calisthenics. A few negative qualities of supersets are: number 1, the difficulty and time that setting equipment can take, along with the fact that the gym can be busy and maybe you can't do superset at all because of that. Number 2, doing 2 exercises in a row while always giving your all is not very realistic if you choose very heavy exercises. However, all these gym related issues are nowhere to be found in calisthenics because most basic calisthenic exercises, if not all, don't require a setup at all. You go from the parallel bars to the pull-up bars or the floor and that's it. Along with that, if you superset pull-ups with dips, for example, realistically they are not heavy to the extent that your pull-ups will have a negative effect on your dips. But despite the great time-saving qualities of a superset, is supersetting dips and pull-ups really making your workout that much intense? The real intensity when using supersets in calisthenics is not doing 2 exercises that target 2 different muscle groups, but doing 2 exercises that target the same muscle group. Supersetting dips and push-ups is nothing new, but it always will be great. By reaching failure first on dips, you can then go on to push-ups, and if you really reach failure on dips, the push-ups are really going to be challenging. You don't need fast reps because the dips take most of your energy and strength, so you can really do a more focused mind-muscle connection approach with the push-ups with your already fatigued chest while feeling the contractions. In a way, going from dips to then push-ups is like a back-off superset. You do a heavier exercise first, then do a lighter one, but because you reach failure on the first one, you kinda can go beyond failure with the lighter exercise. There are other same muscle supersets that can be done: straight bar dips with parallel bar dips, wide grid push-ups with diamond push-ups. So as long as they are the same muscle supersets, then the intensity will really be felt. The other intensity technique that I really like is rest pause. A rest pause is simply a short rest between your set, which in a way will make it mini sets between the big set. Basically, you reach failure, then rest 10 seconds or so, and reach failure again in the same exercise. This can be done with push-ups or dips, and what I really like about it is that you can really focus on only one exercise and make it very challenging. It is simple and straightforward. For most exercises, I have found that 2 rest pauses per set is ideal, not too little but not too much. However, I found that cheating the rest pauses is incredibly easy. If you don't reach failure before the rest pause, then it is useless. There is no point of intensity techniques if you're not going to reach failure with or without them anyways. And I guess it is psychological to some extent. Your mind might be trying to not reach failure on your standard set because it is trying to get ready for the rest pause. But the rest pause is supposed to make your workout more challenging. Realistically, if you reach failure on your standard set of push-ups first and then do 2 rest pauses, you might not do more than 5 reps per rest pause simply because your muscles are exhausted. If you can do like 10 push-ups after the rest pause, you probably didn't reach failure before the rest pause or you're really good at push-ups. Similarly, like the supersets, you can start focusing a bit more on the mind-muscle connection contractions and the muscle itself when you are doing the rest pauses. 2 honorable mentions are partial reps and cheating reps. Instead of doing circuit training, which many times can be more challenging for your cardiovascular and central nervous system and inflexible for other goals like skill training. You can instead choose 1 or 2 exercises and do a standard 4 set, but applying either same muscle supersets or rest poses. These were my 2 favorite intensity techniques that I do on basics like push-ups, dips, bodyweight rows, or pull-ups. They are simple to do and easy to integrate into your training. They won't clutter your training program or make you overthink about it. Despite the apparent lack of progressive overload, you can always apply these methods and see how it goes.